Okay, and welcome to the CartoonStock Caption Contest. We have Bob, Joel, Lawrence all here. This week's cartoon is a Glen Lievre. I actually rarely talk to Glen. I've known him for a long time, but he's in Australia, so we don't get to hear. Bob, do you know how to pronounce his last name?
I don't speak Australian.
Just Glen Lievre. Isn't that how you say it?
I think so. That's what I say. I say
He's one of the
Lievre.
I don't know. Did the French send convicts also to Australia? Oh, you should know
that. That is, New Orleans. But I will say, he's one of my favorite colorists of all of our.
Oh, I mean, he's an amazing artist.
Yeah, he's a great artist.
Yeah. So I think this picture is worth looking at. So I think the joke I'll tell, which will relate to all the captions we got, is that obviously we got a lot of sex captions. And my original thing was, you know what, that's all I'm going to pick is the sex captions. But what it reminded me of so people, thought dirty, which made sense looking at this, I guess, but reminded me of this old joke where the guy goes to the psychiatrist and says, I'm obsessed with sex. He says, well, let's see. Let me show you these Rorschach ink blots. And so he shows him the first one and said, well, what do you see? I see, and I'll clean it up. I see two people having sex. And then he shows him another one, two people having sex. Every one, he says, is two people having sex. And so the psychiatrist says, well, I really think you are obsessed with sex. And the guy says, me, you're the one showing the dirty pictures. So I do think I don't know how many I picked. I just picked one.
Yeah, there were some dirty ones in there. There absolutely were. But
yeah, there were good ones. I thought actually. But I wouldn't.
You've got a princess.
Yeah, there was one that actually made me physically uncomfortable.
well, a lot of them would make you physically uncomfortable because that's what they were about.
Yeah.
But
yes, when I describe the image, Bob, we have it's like a tenement housing.
This is a princess and the unicorn, which I guess she met because I had to actually look up the legend a little bit because I really had no idea that they had so much sex in the legend. But it turns out that's not true. But I had to find out because it was in a weird refracted way because I really didn't know that much. You have these associations. I looked at it and said, oh, where does glitter come in? Is that in the actual legend or something? Anyway, so I did look it up, and then it's that it's only the princess who can attract the unicorn because she is so pure of thought and idea, and that's why it's so elusive, right?
I was not operating from a real tale. I thought they were just two fantastical figures. There's a princess in unicorn.
No, it's more. Then it's more because you see that he had the door jam, right? Is sort of interesting there, right?
Yeah.
Because in the legends, he also, or the whatever the myths are, he protects her or something, but he's elusive, and it's only her and her pure. So the whole picture he's constructed, contravenes the image, right? In general, she doesn't look particularly pure, and he also is not a symbol of grace or whatever he is.
I didn't look it up. I should have, but isn't the idea that only a virgin can capture?
Right. It's only a virgin, so that's
and
the
so
purity.
They were, she was a virgin when they met. They got together, and now they've been together a while.
Yeah, now they've been together a lot, and right now they've been together and clearly are disillusioned, both of them. But as we've discussed, the caption contest takes. So my bias is always, well, it makes sense within this picture.
Yeah.
And and you know, I guess I like, you know, bringing together the different frames, and then there were a few I picked because I was inspired by Brian and silliness. You know, just there's one that
there were some silly. So I'll share our picks. This was a very weird week in that I'd never seen so many duplicate entries before.
Oh, by the way, people who enter, do not end your caption with "my ass." That is not actually a punchline. I know it seems like a punchline because it's punchy and it has ass at the end, but it is not a punchline. Magic, my ass, this, my ass, that. That is not. Don't do that.
I second that. I second that. And I definitely want anyone who hears their caption said, if they're watching this before we publish it, I mean, we have to check the timestamp. There's a lot that were duplicated this time. Yeah. And very oddly, we only had 3 in common, and they were only 2 each. So we were very far apart. I had actually thought this would have been a easier one for us to get. I'll share.
Well, I mean, I had an unusual process where originally I sort of really did like the sex ones. I thought they were sort of funny and did make me uncomfortable, but they were, you know, they were dirty and they were funny. But then I sort of like somehow looked through all the others and I came up with them.
I'll just go through the three that we had in common.
Okay.
The magic's gone. This one was submitted many times.
I didn't pick that.
Yeah, well, I think might have been mine, but this one was submitted many times, at least 5 times.
Oh, you mean that we picked or that they submitted?
No, the entries. That was entered as an.
The entries, yeah.
These are the ones that we only had 3 that were in common at all. Can't make this stuff up.
Yep, I've had that.
And you're unbelievable.
Okay, I had all those 3. That's good.
Oh, really? All right, Joseph. We'll see. And now we'll get to the.
I guess it's not bad in a way. I mean, I could see, you know, if Lievre had done that would make sense, really.
We'll get to his.
I think we're gonna have big fights.
We're gonna have big fights.
Yes.
All right. Oh. Here we go. So
I did actually make Lawrence. I did also have a prediction of. I didn't tell Trevor, but I had a prediction of one I think you'd pick.
Well, how come we have like? Oh, these are all. What's the one on the left? There's more than 10.
Oh no, that's where I summed up all of ours.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, sorry, you can ignore that one. So Joel, I mean, I guess Lawrence is ready to go, so we'll give Lawrence's. Oh, Joel, we'll stay with Joel. Joel, you're up.
Oh, okay. Well, I sort of, because of the 3, I overlap with 3 of mine already. Seem to be in the mix. So You're Unbelievable. The Magic's Gone. You're Just Like All the Others.
Let me see if that's me.
I have all of those. But the ones I thought were interesting.
Oh my gosh, Joel! It was just you and I. You and I are the only ones that had any in common. No one else had any.
Oh, okay.
That's why I think we're gonna have big fights.
Well, in that spirit, I will fight for a lot. So let me. Yeah, so there. Let's try the wand again. I thought that was quite good because he's got his remote control, and most of the captions don't really relate to the remote control. So someone playing with that idea, I thought was interesting.
Wait a second. So the wand is a remote control?
Well, you can read it 2 ways. You can either read it as the remote control's not working, let's try the wand, or you can read it as the wand is the remote control.
Or
the
magic.
I think it's quite a nice,
okay.
Quite a nice way of doing it. I like all the ones that were kind of negative about their circumstance, or like, so You're Just Like All the Others, I thought was very good. And the other remote control one was whoever holds the remote should have opposable thumbs. I thought that was quite good. It was like
but that could have been any creatures.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I mean, I looked at that and I thought that was.
Yeah, it doesn't address the princess.
No, it doesn't address how miserable they are. But I mean, it is something that. It is a
Yeah, I think
highlight
it's
of the drawing.
the only thing, my big bugbear from this, I think, like when I was speaking to Bob earlier, he sort of mentioned that there were lots of sex ones. The other one that I thought one of the themes that irritated me was assuming they're both mythical creatures, and they're not both mythical creatures. Princesses aren't mythical. I'm in England; they're two a penny. So
That's a good
so
point.
yeah,
That's a good point there, Joel.
But in relation to the unicorn, she's mythical.
well, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. That's funny. I was
So
just
that's a good point.
I was just in
I mean,
Disneyland
unicorns
last week.
can't exist. Unicorns can't exist without princesses, right?
Is that how it works?
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know about the actual.
all right, Joel. I don't think you convinced anyone to add any. So
But I mean, I will say that. And anyway, I didn't kiss him. I was asleep. So
I had that one as well. Actually.
yeah, I mean, I know. So that was one of the ones that I had looked at. So I don't want to get into what my imagination was for destroying of the headboard. I don't want to like describe the actual scene, and that's.
But Bob, here's
I think that was. I mean, there was another one, and each one refers to a sexual act. Last time you tried that, you poked my eye out or something.
Yeah, well, they both have points. They both have points on their heads, so it could be either person.
Yeah.
But Bob, getting back to your point about how important the punchline is, Romeo is not the punchline there.
Yeah, you're right. Although there's something, if you don't have it, you sort of sometimes you need that. It's an insult. It is sort of a punchline. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You sort of mean there's an irony in it, and it's what we talked about also. It's like sometimes the actual last word you feel is off, or you just need something.
Yeah, it's not a trope, but people do say it that way. It is a popular lexicon to.
Yeah.
Well, and also it makes it clear. It brings the sex into it. I mean, the headboard does too, but the Romeo more explicitly brings.
Yeah, so I did want a sex joke. I do want. There's so many that completely ignore that this is the dominant thing. Anyway, so that's why I did that. Witness. So like the silly, crazy one was one of them is tell Godiva to stop sexting and send chocolates. It just because there's something. I guess there's something inventively silly about it.
Is he on? He could be on a phone as well. I mean, I don't think we can. Yeah, he might be looking at the drawing, he could definitely be on a phone as well.
Okay, so the other one I really thought was silly in the way and inspired. If you would just wear it, we could go out as an ordinary woman and horse with a hat. Now. The whole part of that, an ordinary woman and a horse with a hat.
Yeah.
Now that, of course, it just, anyway, I thought that was funny, and my ex was charming. Okay. This always cracks me up without the support of viewers like you, because obviously no one, I wonder if that frog is still single. I thought that was funny. And the sparkly scoop, there was poop and glitter fart jokes and. Anyway, those are the ones that I picked, and I will not fight maybe I'll fight to the death for one, certainly for a final.
Which any Bob I should highlight to come back to, or you?
I want one silly one to honor Brian McConaughey. So you guys tell me which one you think is the silliest.
The horse with the hat's kind of silly, or I could at least see it on just to see what it looks like on the drawing.
Yeah, well. And it's very unusual. It really comes out of left field, and there's a lot going on with it.
And there's a lot going on that this is my saying that is done right in terms of the sentence and writing it.
Yeah.
Because when you're going to be silly in that way and jam a lot in, usually it doesn't work. You're putting too much in. So we'll go with that. But that's the only one that I will say that I definitely want as a finalist, but let's see what the other ones are, and then we can
just quickly.
I do like the way I wonder if that frog is still single.
Mhm.
That also had a nice feel to it. There's
There
a
were a
number
lot
of
of-
frog.
Yeah.
There are a number of frog ones, and they're okay. You know, I should have kissed that frog. I should have, but ending with is still single.
Yeah, it's the best of the frog jokes.
Yeah, it's still single, as though you know that somehow it wouldn't work if the frog got married. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. Okay. Onward. Let's see what.
So I'm just very quickly
yeah,
adding
okay.
that one to the list. And all right, so I think next is Lawrence.
All right.
All right, so at least the dragon had fire in his belly. I like because it addressed another mythical creature, and also the idea is that the unicorn is lazy. He's not getting off his ass and doing anything, and so I like the idea of the fire in the belly, referring to the facts that that's what dragons have, literally, and also the idea that it means the dragon had more ambition than the unicorn. At least the frog had potential. I thought that was a good frog joke because it talked about the fact that the frog transforms into a prince, but I like Bob's frog joke better. Glitter doesn't vacuum itself, I liked.
I think that was good too. I looked at that was nice. I mean, there are a number of glitter ones. That's
I can see why no one believes in you. I thought was one of the better phrased captions that address the fact that the unicorn is a mythical creature. If I wanted to live like this, I would have married one of the three little pigs. They're crossing over there from myths.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work, but made me laugh. This is the one I really like. The next one, and the rainbow in the bathroom should hang over, not under. Because
explain that to me. I don't know.
Well, the rainbow. I'm sorry.
The toilet paper joke.
It's a toilet paper joke, but also addresses the fact that unicorns have rainbows, at least in popular conception. And
where do they have
rainbow is something you could imagine being draped, over because of its shape, and just the idea that she's nagging him, and that's kind of a typical nag, like, and don't eat your soup with a fork, and put the toilet paper in the right way. So
I think you're right. It is very clever, but I think all of us are having too much trouble processing.
Okay, that's fine.
In other words, like trying to just go through the steps to.
Yes.
It's like, that's funny. That's clever. What is it again?
Right. Right.
Right away, it's something that is clever, but you can't. You're having to explain it to yourself.
And you shouldn't have to think about it too much. The next one, the end, I thought was just a clever twist on the fact that
Yeah, I wanted to have that one. It just that I like that one too, and I tried to pigeonhole it in for me, but it doesn't. Nothing's really ending, or is like
it's not great. It's just that this is the end. Like, she's done with it, or this is how the fairy tale ended.
It's really saying it's the opposite of happily ever after.
There's something there, though. Yeah,
and so it's nice for the the compression.
Right. And then the real myth was your Tinder profile. Again, both a sex joke and also addressing the fact that unicorns are mythical creatures. I really did like. Oh wait, what?
Yeah,
I think it's supposed to
that's
say
how
you were easier. That's how I sent it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's how you sent it. I didn't even notice that it was wrong actually until just now. So
yeah, so it's supposed to say
you were easier to
catch than I expected, which I like because the unicorns are supposed to be notoriously difficult to catch, but this one's this one's easy because it's not much of a catch.
Yeah.
So I like that, and then finally, it wasn't a virgin when we met, so it addresses the whole idea that unicorns are only supposed to be captured by virgins, but she's saying. You know what my history was. So anyway, the ones that I would fight for, I guess, are glitter doesn't vacuum itself. I can see why no one believes in you. and you were easier to catch than I expected. Those are the three I like best.
I think glitter doesn't vacuum itself is very good.
Yeah. The other one, we have this one is, I like this one too, but I chose You're Unbelievable. Which
Okay.
are the same. And Joel and I both chose You're Unbelievable, which is the only reason why I'm not highlighting that. If we want to, we can fight.
I think from Lawrence Leadership, glitter doesn't vacuum itself, and you knew I wasn't a virgin when we met because we do want the sex part in there. And I think,
no, you don't think you were easier to catch than I expected is better than that?
Oh,
I think that
you think that's you would think that's a sex joke. Okay.
Well, not exactly.
You're easier to now. How you go and explain a little bit. I thought that was funny also, and then I tried to. You were easier to catch because so catch in that how.
Well, catch in both senses of the terms. Like you try to catch a unicorn, it's very difficult. But this unicorn is not a catch. This unicorn is lazy. Not a good match. And I thought there was a lot going on in it, and I thought that.
I think maybe
the catch.
Maybe a better. Maybe a better caption would be, "You weren't such a great catch after all."
Yeah, but still, I'm
not saying that.
She was able to catch him despite the fact that he's notoriously elusive because he's really not a good.
Maybe he's not that elusive at all, and really all he wanted to do was watch TV and like eat pizza. But okay, all right.
I'll highlight it. I'm not 100% on that one.
Okay. Let's.
All right. So I did.
Children just stop believing. I did originally have that because I thought it was so sad.
I hate that trope where it's like always like the kid's fault for not believing in the character. It just I have young kids and they watch and it's like it's never your fault that this is going wrong, kid. There's a bad guy here. So I kind of put that in to make fun of that. I could see her in the picture saying, "I don't want realism. I want magic." I could just see her saying that. I no longer believe in us kind of ties the.
Wait, Trevor, I'm sorry, Trevor, could you go back to I don't want realism? Is the idea that they're watching reality TV?
No, it's that they're in a real, for me, they're in the realistic setting. They're in like a tenement or that's how I read it. I didn't think there were a lot of reality TV ones, which no one touched.
Yeah. Escapist stuff. Yeah.
Real Housewives, reality TV. For me, that meant their surroundings. I no longer believe in us was, to the point. I wish you never existed. Another for her fighting. My evil stepmother was right because people say my stepmother. The glitter is gone. The magic's gone. This can't be real. You can't make this stuff up. And you're unbelievable.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that I did. I'm going to quickly do Glen's. So Glen actually only had one.
What do you mean Glen picked? Glen did some picking.
Just one. I'm sorry, I saved his
one instead of doing his job. Don't pay him the full fee then.
Where are you then? All right, here we go.
Of yours, Trevor's, I like I Wish You Never Existed.
Yeah, that's just with how they put. I'll highlight that one.
That was on my longer list, so I think that's good. Cool.
Glen's
that's good.
Email. He liked the Happily Ever After one. I don't know which one that is. And we quickly look it up. Happily Ever After My Ass.
Oh God! My God, that you like that? Forget it. That's it. Don't ever submit cartoons to me at the New Yorker again.
He's not here to defend himself, but yes.
All right.
But having to look that one up to see that one, there are like 6 that were like that.
I know that's.
Oh, no, he could have. So this is Happily Ever After. This is not the happy. Yeah, there's a lot of Happily Ever After. So Much for Happily Ever After is probably the best one of those. But,
yeah, but we don't have to pick a Happily Ever After one.
No. Yeah, I was. Yeah, which ones were our favorite? Let me put them all together here.
It's weird. I thought this was a really good batch, and yet. No, I thought my selection was a really good batch.
Though, I think when the drawing is really good, it's harder sometimes.
Well, when you think how that would work as a normal cartoon, it wouldn't be. This showy as a caption. Just something like "The magic is gone" would work fine. You have a big drawing, and you just Joe Data would say something like, "You just top it off. You just finish it." You know what I mean? You don't. But caption contests are different. They're their own thing. We say, okay, be clever, be funny, free associate, and Lawrence and I have talked about it. It becomes its own thing, which is different. Where I think originally when I did it and everything, the idea is, okay, how close can you get to a real cartoon? And that's one standard. And that's one thing. Yeah. It can be good that way, but it can also be good in a completely other way. And I think that's what makes the caption contest interesting, in that it can be good in a completely other way as a game in which, you're given a chance to create something silly or, different. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just putting them quickly on because we'll look at the final 9 on the cartoon, because the drawing is such a graphic drawing.
I've got a new favorite. I'll save it until we've.
Ooh, playing a strategy game here.
Yeah, I'll lie.
Close to the vest. You're not showing your cards yet.
I'll clearly lie.
And I have new ones I really don't like.
Actually, if you've got a pause, I made a prediction on my longer list that I didn't send to Trevor of Lawrence picking one of the sex jokes, because Lawrence always sex joke. One this week you didn't really. And secondly, the one I picked, God knows what I was thinking, but I was miles away. The one I thought you would pick, I don't know why, it's no insult, it's not the sex that worries me, it's giving birth.
It's
what? Wait, we didn't hear you.
It's giving birth.
That's the one, Joel. That's the one that I read, and I felt physically uncomfortable.
I definitely considered, because they were funny and disturbing, and they So that's the one I thought of when Lawrence mentioned that.
All right, so
I wasn't thought about that.
That really did make me flinch.
I like it.
All right, here we go. We have 9. We got to get to 6 and then pick our final.
Yep.
Okay.
I wish you never existed. For me, I like it and it works fine. I'd keep it up there, depending on.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
I wonder if that frog is still singing.
Yeah, that works in context. It works well.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. That's definitely.
Oh, really? Okay.
I like that one a lot.
I like that one a lot.
You guys both like that one? All right.
Okay. Okay, so if we're going to do that one,
I think we can cut out that one.
So we're cutting out that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we did that one?
Yeah. I definitely want, we're having those two.
it's
okay, you can pick the winner you want, but I'm told, because people will see this, I'm honoring Brian McConaughey, whose memorial I was at, who is a prince of this kind of humor.
No, too obvious.
Yeah.
No.
No, I mean, we have one that's like that. Do we have one basically? Did we have one? So the one
I wish you never existed.
I wish you never existed. Yeah. And then the last one is this one is also, I like this one too, but these are.
How many
I
do
don't
we
know.
have?
It almost seems like a pun,
So
doesn't it? You're unbelievable.
we're taking out.
Yeah, I thought that would work really well, but I don't think it does work that well in reality. I think it's a bit like Magic's Gone. It's too
Yeah.
on the nose or something. I don't know.
But do we have if we knock it out? Do we have 6?
No. Which one? Where were the other? Oh, you were. No, we kept. I wonder if that.
Let's see what we got.
No, we still have 7. We have. Hold on, we got to take out one more.
What do we have?
Well, take out You're Unbelievable, and then how many do we have?
Yeah, I might have missed one. If you would just wear it, we could go out. That's the one Bob wants to keep. I Wish You Never Existed. We did You Can't Make the Stuff Up. We took off, right?
Right.
Yeah. Now we have 6. So the 6 that we have are. Okay, we're keeping that one.
Yeah.
Wish You Never Existed. I wonder if that frog is still single.
That's good.
Glitter doesn't vacuum itself. You're easier to catch than I expected.
It's a good batch.
You knew I wasn't a virgin when we met.
They all work much better in reality because of her expression. Her expression does a lot, doesn't it?
We kept that one in?
Yeah, we kept that one in.
I mean, it was in my top 10. I'm just not sure it deserves to be in the top 6.
You knew I wasn't a virgin when we met. Well, the ones that we took out were Magic's Gone, You Can't Make This Stuff Up,
right.
and You're Unbelievable. Those are the 3.
Yeah, okay. Those 3.
We have 6 now?
Yeah, we're at 6 now. So it's just really picking the final.
Okay.
I think, Lawrence, you were easier to catch than I expected. So let me make that decision so I don't pick mine. And then that will be the winner. And that's that, because you need someone to make arbitrary decisions after making all of this careful, thinking.
And
that makes it easy. Easier to catch than I mean, I think it's just got nice layers to it with her expression, and all of that.
Yeah, I'm happy.
So what was
the winner? You Were Easier to Catch Than I Expected was by Elizabeth Thornley.
Oh, good.
Right.
Anybody?
That's a new name.
Elizabeth, Beth, Liz, whoever. Thank you for entering. She's a new. She has not won any before. So, and then now let's look at the rankings. I'll share the tab.
Well, this would be interesting to see what people picked.
Trevor, we haven't done this before, but can you identify the people who submitted the other 5?
Yeah, we should be doing that. Yeah, we should.
5 runners up.
Yeah, we put that in the write up. It's on the website when we announce it on Monday. Right. All the winners are there. Yeah.
Okay.
So you will see that. I'm just trying to find the winners here. Voting results. Again, I'm going to read them because they do have everyone's emails there. I can see why no one believes in you. Well, I don't believe in you.
You know what? I like that one a lot, and I would put that in instead of the Virgin.
Okay, let's do that. Lawrence. Okay, Lawrence can knock out because that's
the Virgin. I wasn't thrilled. This is actually one of the first times we're putting one of the winners in, though. The winner of the caption.
That's all right. Consistency is the hobgoblin of little.
So the highest rank, and our ranking is from our voting.
Can we see the rankings? Can't we see the rankings?
Unfortunately, the rankings are all the way on the right, and their emails are in the middle of the caption.
Oh, I see.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And then, I don't believe in you either. Number 2, I no longer believe in us. Mm-hmm. Let's walk into a bar.
That's just a joke. So,
I don't believe in you either. You're unbelievable. Glitter doesn't vacuum itself. I wonder if that frog is still single. You destroyed another headboard, Romeo. Have we lost our sparkle? Have we lost our sparkle's cute? At least the frog had potential. I should have kissed the frog. The picture isn't well hung either. But
Oh,
my mother always said, "Why buy the unicorn when you can get the horn for free?" So we'll stop reading that on that.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Beth, and thank you to Glen. Next week we've got Rich Sparks.
Do we have Glen's caption?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have Glen's caption. Glen's caption is a life of enchantment, wonder, and bareback riding, you said.
Huh?
It's similar in tone to a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there it is. Congratulations, Beth. And we have Lawrence's book is closer and closer to coming out.
Yeah, so let's talk a little about the name of the book, link, everything, where we can get it.
Sure. Well, the book is called Your Caption Has Been Selected, more than anyone could possibly want to know about the New Yorker Cartoon Caption Contest. And
Can't you show it on Amazon or something, Trevor? Do a little bit more, for our,
yeah, of course.
Let's not just phone this in for.
We'll find it.
Just zoom this in.
It's gotten good reviews in Kirkus Reviews and Publishers Weekly, and there will be an article in the Atlantic later this month about it. And
there is I'll share it here. There is always a direct link for it in Lawrence's write-up, his caption contest commentary.
Right.
So you can definitely find it there, but I will bring it up here on Amazon, and we'll put it in the. We'll put it in the.
It has a great Mick Stevens cartoon on the front, and then there are 175 other New Yorker cartoons in the book.
You gotta stop sharing this photo drop. Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine here.
Well,
there it is. That's great.
There it is.
And that's great. And
only $33.
Weird price. But for you.
For you, that's right.
Yeah. So that's great. Go get that book. And all right. So.
All right. Well, thanks for submitting, and I'll see you guys in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.